We are Group 7, and this is Project Scope Management by Anthony Russo, Brandon Kars, Christian Perini, Griffin Joyce, and Matt Milisi. In this video, you will see definition, processes, and deliverables of Project Scope Management, some software and tools used for Project Scope Management, scope-related problems, and we'll finish off with an example of Project Scope Management. What is Project Scope Management? Project Scope Management is the process that involves defining and controlling what is and is not included in a project. It is where the scope is accurately defined and structured so that a project team and its stakeholders have a common understanding of what processes will be used to meet the given requirements for a project. Project Scope Management can be broken down into 6 main processes. The first step in Project Scope Management is planning scope management, followed by collecting requirements, defining scope, creating work breakdown structure, validating scope, and lastly, controlling scope. If given the required amount of effort, these 6 steps will develop a strong, accurate, and manageable project scope. We will now go into more detail about what each of these processes entail. The first process in Project Scope Management is planning. This is when a project team determines how they are going to define, document, validate, and control the project scope throughout the life of a project. It is critical that project managers work with stakeholders to ask themselves how they will complete the project. A few important questions to ask are how tasks will be tracked, how the work breakdown structure will be created, and how many changes and requirements will be handled. Collecting requirements is a second process in Project Scope Management, and often the most difficult for project managers. This is when a project team works with stakeholders to understand and document the requirements of a project. First, by reviewing the project charter to gain a general overview of what the project demands, and second, by working with all the stakeholders to get a more ground-level understanding. Putting in the time and effort to determine a project's requirements can help a project run more smoothly down the road. After working with stakeholders, analyzing the project charter, and documenting requirements, it is time to define the project scope. This is where a detailed description of the requirements needed to complete the project are developed. Requirements include budgeting goals, specific features, deliverables, functions, and more. A well-defined scope helps ensure that a customer is satisfied with the final deliverable. Expert judgment, product analysis, and workshops should all be used to develop a strong scope. It is important to know that scope regularly changes as new information is developed, which is why it's important to constantly review scope so that everyone is working towards a common goal. The work breakdown structure takes project requirements and organizes them in a more manageable format. Each level of a work breakdown structure provides more detailed description about every task and activity that goes into an overall larger requirement. A work breakdown structure can be thought of as a map that takes upper level requirements and breaks them into smaller, more detailed tasks. Schedules, resources, and deadlines can all be found in the work breakdown structure. Receiving the customer's approval is critical to any project. If a customer is not satisfied with the scope statement, then it is the responsibility of a project team to go back and redefine the scope until it satisfies the customer. This is known as validating the scope. Controlling scope is the final process of project scope management. This involves monitoring, managing, and handling any changes that occur to a project scope so that any and all new requirements do not affect pre-existing deliverables unintentionally. Software for project management. Project management software is incredibly powerful for project managers. Project management software helps project managers to follow the triple constraint of progression tracking, expense monitoring, and maintaining scope. While there are many different project management programs out there, almost all will assist in project management by helping gather and organize project requirements, provide visual tools, break down the work, monitor and control the project scope. Two of the most popular and highly recommended project management tools are Rike and Mavenlink. Both tools have a plethora of features to assist with project management. Some of the more commonly used ones that both programs contain are Gantt charts, work breakdown structures, resource workload view, and project status reports. The use of Gantt charts help to visualize project tasks and highlight the critical path. This helps managers and team members set more accurate client and stakeholder expectations with regards to schedule and budget. Included in the Gantt chart features of both programs is work breakdown capabilities. This helps managers break down larger tasks into smaller, more manageable ones. Any changes made will have a cascade effect and instantly alter the rest of the project appropriately. Shown here is the workload view in the program Rike. This portion of the program helps project managers see which employees are available for work on a project task. It can help monitor how far complete they are in the given task. They can then monitor and view the progress made on the task via the Workload View dashboard. Shown in this slide here is a project status report in the Rike program. This can help managers get real-time updates on project status and can see current tasks that are scheduled, completed, overdue, and more. Several charts are provided, such as baseline charts and work progress charts. We will now discuss problems related to project scope management. Scope creep is the tendency for projects to keep getting bigger and bigger. It is known as continually to add additional features to a project that is unauthorized. Scope creep can result in time and cost overruns, functions not getting completed, and the end product may not be as chartered. How does scope creep occur? Scope creep can occur from a variety of things. It can happen from lack of understanding of the original project goal. Companies must manage the scope throughout the entire project lifecycle, and by not analyzing and managing scope, the project can develop issues. Poor communication and adding additional features can also contribute to scope creep. There are many different ways to deal with scope creep. These include a well-defined, validated scope statement in the beginning of the project lifecycle that is stuck to throughout the entire lifecycle of the project. Conducting analysis throughout the project lifecycle is also imperative to prevent scope creep. Lastly, following the work breakdown structure that has been laid out for the project is a great way to prevent scope creep. Now, let's look at an example of a scenario using project scope management. Two people, Nick and Tom, are tasked with the development of a website for a small local pizza shop in downtown State College. The store has been in town for a long time and wants to modernize to increase business. Some of the more important features they require include an interactive menu, the ability to order food online for pickup, and a function allowing the site viewers to contact the owners. After developing the project charter, the team has determined that they will have a budget of $10,000 and the project is to run from February 1st to November 1st. The website will greatly improve business for the shop. The first phase of a project scope management is planning scope management. The team needs to build out a scope management plan. They determine how to prepare a scope statement, how to create and maintain a work breakdown structure, how to obtain formal acceptance of the project deliverable, and how to control requests for changes. The next step is collecting requirements. This is the step where the team builds out requirements management plan. They meet with all the owners and learn the required capabilities of the website, which involves an interactive menu, a way for customers to contact the owners, and the ability to order food online. The third phase is defining scope. Here, the team develops and builds a detailed definition of the work required for the website development. They build on a project scope statement and project document updates. The fourth phase of project scope management is creating the work breakdown structure. The team creates a work breakdown structure showing the deliverable-oriented grouping of the work involved in the project that defines total scope. After that is the validating scope phase. As the team completes project deliverables, they have the shop owner sign off on completed work, which allows Nick and Tom to know they are on scope and still have the satisfaction of the client. The final phase is controlling scope. The team manages changes to the project scope in an attempt to keep the scope in order. They hold weekly meetings with the shop owners to gain user input on the website's design and functions. Project scope management is an extremely important business principle. Through this video, we hope you were able to learn some critical aspects of scope management and understand how vital it is towards your project's overall success. Thank you for watching.